Oh, I'm live now. Okay, cool. I'm live on this platform. All right, here we go. Cracking the Matrix part 2. I would like to tell y'all some super crazy uh what do they call it? What's the thing? I was gonna secret society stuff. Um, but that was me. I made a mistake. I had the wrong audio put output selected. So, anyways, we back at it. I'm still giving away the farm. So, for those of you who haven't been following this journey and why this guy's talking about cracking the matrix, I had me a good old come to Jesus moment, spiritual two by four. One of them times where back in the old eras we used to get those butt whoopings and it used to hurt so bad that you would lose your pitch in your voice. It'd be like and you hit that pitch loss, and because you was getting spanked, but after you got that whooping and it hurt that bad that you lost your voice, you ain't doing no more. You ain't doing no more after that. I bet you learned your lesson. That's what happened to me. I learned my lesson, the emotional pain, the spiritual pain, the relational pain that it cost me by majoring in the minor. Doing a lot of great things, doing a lot of things that God put on my plate to be responsible with, but missing out on one of the main things, which is using my voice, because I haven't been on stage, has been with my 3-month-old daughter, Isla James. And because that's my easy. I was like, I always, once I, get on stage and I'll use my voice now, do all my prep and I do my thing. Don't prefer to live stream, try to do it consistently, but getting all in that head and remembering that it ain't about what I like. It's not about what I feel. It is about my message and who I can serve. And so I allow the enemy to distract me, because if he can't delete your destiny, he'll try to distract you, detour you, delay you, make you feel denied. But not today. I've been around too long, been in it too much. And so the only thing I know to do is do the one thing that he's trying to keep me from doing, which is using my voice to serve, to breathe life, to speak life. And so I'm giving away the block today. I'm just going to give it away till I feel like I've been obedient to everything that's in me. Okay. So hopefully y'all can hear me now. And I'm not just like talking to myself. Somebody type. I see Amanda's live, Chris live. I see Destiny's live. I know people are going to be joining us. Okay, I'll be answering any questions that y'all have. Holla at me, talk to me. If not, I'm just going to talk, teach. Okay, I sound good? Good. All right, cool. Let me share screen. I'm gonna talk to you. Let's do TEDx first, okay? Unless y'all, I'm just gonna do it first, and then y'all let me know what y'all want me to hit next. I tried to put each thing in my little tagline I want to hit. Make sure I want to talk about men and why this era desperately needs men. Make sure I talk about that. Maybe I'll go that after TEDx. Let's talk about TEDx first, okay? So all of you that are interested in TEDx, want to know about TEDx, want to know how to design, book, land, scale, leverage a TEDx talk, okay? I'm about to just give you the game, okay? Somebody type TEDx in the chat if you want that game. Either way, you're getting it, okay? Invite your friends, invite all your people that's interested, invite all of y'all that's like, one day I'll do a TEDx talk, one day. All the people that's like, should I do one? Is it even worth it? Is it even really legit now? Is everybody doing a TEDx talk? This is for them, okay? So let me share my screen here. Okay, hopefully y'all can see this. Yes. See this? It says TEDx.com/TEDx/events. Okay. And can you see my screen? Okay, cool. They can see my screen. You go here. Notice what you see. All 3,000 plus TEDx events across the US or across the globe. Okay. All here. All independently licensed and ran by individual communities. So there's what we call Big TED, Big Muscle TED. I always picture the TED staff sitting in the big red tree. They know they can see you, baby. Sitting in the red tree, sitting in the big red chair, with a rug, just like, you're good enough. They're not like that. They're actually pretty cool. But all the events are here. So number one, people are like, do I even qualify? Am I even ready? I'm like, yeah, bro, like just look at your nearest stage. Okay. I don't think this is the place to start. I'm just showing you because it seems like every time people ask me about TEDx, this is like one of the first things that I show them where they're like, "Oh, I didn't know this exists." I'm like, then why did you want to speak on TED? Okay. Sorry. I'm just gonna be honest. I told you I'm giving it all away. Okay. Why do you want to speak somewhere where you don't know where you're speaking? Like, why would you want to apply to a stage if you don't even know the audience, the event organizer, the people, why they need you? Like, speaking is about impacting lives. In order to really impact someone's life, you've got to know where they are, who they are, what they struggle with. We're not just put me in anywhere, everywhere, because I'll just say stuff even if it's not applicable. So number one, TED is a unique platform. You have to know what a TED Talk is. So the place to start is not on the where's the events and how do I apply. The place to start is what is a TED Talk? Who is TED? What is TED? What are they doing? Okay, that's the place to start. Let me even know the ecosystem by which I'm stepping into. Okay, so let's see if they have a little bit of that here. Here's TED about our organization. You don't say. Should read the about page. Discover and spread ideas that spark conversation, deepen understanding, and drive meaningful change. Okay. They used to use the language ideal worth spreading. I get why they took it out because worth was like not something that we were trying to perpetuate. I'm a license holder for TED. For those of you who don't know, we run an event historically out of Metro Atlanta. This year, we're running it out of Cool Springs area, Franklin. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Hashtag TEDx if you want to know about that. It is for the youth. So all y'all adult speakers, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, but there is a lots of TEDx stages, and I just showed you some. But number one, TEDx is about ideas, not keynotes, not books, not your webinar turned into a TED, not your personal story because it's powerful. You have to take that personal story, you have to take that book process and manuscript. You've got to take that webinar and extract a core idea, a thesis, if you will, out of it. Okay. So I'll talk about my talk because usually I use like Simon Sinek, Brene Brown, or Sir Ken Robinson. If I was teaching like a formal webinar, I would talk about those examples, which those are good ones. They got a clear idea, clear through line. But I'll use mine, and this is even in my early stages before I even really like knew what a TEDx. So when I did my talk on overcoming rejection, my idea was that rejection is not an enemy, it is a friend and a necessary professional development tool. Okay. And so I was submitting this idea that this thing that we hate called rejection is actually something we should embrace more actively in our lives because beneath its pain is our most powerful treasure. Like it is something to befriend and learn to deal with. It is not something to avoid or shrink or question. Okay. And because of that idea, it spreads. Now, TED doesn't necessarily say this. This is one of my personal opinions of why an idea is so powerful. An idea is so powerful because just like when you're looking to communicate a message, or excuse me, like just like when you're looking to send a video file across the internet. So if I wanted to send a 1 hour podcast that was streamed with 3 different angles, that was 4K footage, and I wanted to send it from here where I'm at in Tennessee to my friend over in Africa, then it would take a long time to send that file in its MOV or whatever like dot format it's in. Okay, but let's just say it takes me an hour to send a 60-minute 4K 3 camera video file from here to Africa. If I take that file and I hit the right click and I hit zip, it compresses all that data into a smaller file, compacts it in there like a. I was, I was gonna say like when I used to. I do not endorse this. But when I used to sell drugs, you used to put that thing in a vacuum seal. Used to vacuum seal that thing, suck all the air out. Okay, okay. That is what we could do to the video file to compress it. That same file that took an hour to send now only takes 30 minutes, 20 minutes to send. Same amount of information, just compressed, distilled. Okay. That's how I see an idea. The power in an idea is it takes all this body of wisdom, all this intellect, all this life story, all these brilliant thoughts, and synergize it and distills it down to a singular core concept called an idea. And the idea that you submit, you should spend your entire talk unpacking and helping us to understand, adopt, experience, think about, imagine that idea. That is TED. That is TED. Okay. So, number one, if that's surprising to you, golly, great. About time the world knows. I told you we're cracking the matrix today. But start there. Know what you're actually doing. Okay. The other thing is know that there's a difference between TED, big TED, and little TED, TEDx. Okay. I say big TED, little TED. Okay. TED and TEDx. Okay. TED, big parent conference, run some main things. Guess what? It's all here on the website. By the way, there's so much more than just the TEDx talks. There's the philanthropic edge. There's TED Ed. There's partnerships and collaborations and corporate trainings. Did you know TED has a whole agency of speakers? Okay, so it's a whole culture within itself. Okay, let me see if I want to show anything here. Like, look at all this stuff. That's so cool. 4 billion impacted, 2.5 global views, 180 million monthly followers. Yep, all this stuff. Okay. Um Ted went, listen, we'll give away our brand. We want to hear ideas. We don't want to be the only gatekeepers of all the great ideas of the world. So we'll make TEDx and we'll give these communities where they are the opportunity to highlight ideas from in their community in ways that they feel is best for them. And so now people go, oh, well, I want to be a license holder. Then they apply to be a license holder for TED. They go through this rigorous process and fill out all this application and all this reasons why and all this stuff about their community. And then they apply for TED. And then they get selected. Now, let me talk to you about applying for TED, okay? So when I tell people to apply for TED, you come here, you'd find your TEDx event. You probably want to search your local state. I like to tell people find where you have local ties. We're just like me. Like I'm curating an event here in Cool Springs, and I care about our community. I want to know who's here, what's here, who's great, who's brilliant, who's doing stuff that just needs more visibility because the world needs to replicate their model, their ideas, their essence, at the core of what they're doing. Like how like it's like there's this local scouting going on. So if you're a former alum or used to live here or you live here, it's like that's who we're looking for, in my opinion, the majority of organizers. And then because, shoot, I care about, we say the idea needs to be from the community or for the community. Okay. The idea needs to be from the community, somebody that lives within the community, or for it. Okay. And so sometimes the worst thing you can do is only listen to the people that are from your community because you all think the same, act the same, perceive the same. But if you look outside of your community and you go, man, who has an idea that's for this community, then cool. We can roll with that. All right. So you want to think that if I'm coming from outside of a community, how is this idea for that community? That will require you to know the community. Okay. So number one, I would spend some time getting to know the community. I would start with areas where you have the most local connections and then go from there. So if you literally, that would solve half the game for most people, right? Let me stop sharing screen for a second. That will solve half the game for people. Let me see if I make sure. If you guys got any questions on that, let me know. Okay. I can always go deeper into talk design, finding an idea, delivery, memorizing a talk, embodying that talk, delivering that talk, marketing that talk. I can always talk about a lot of stuff. But if more people just knew, understood what TED was, like spend some time with that about page, came up with an actual clear like idea that was well thought through and wasn't just like, AI, can you just, here's my book. Can you give me 3 things of what TED would turn this into an idea? That's it. Like, come on. You don't know your expertise enough to come up with an idea? Now, I don't mind ideation. I don't mind. I actually, what I just said, I actually don't mind if you did that very thing. What I do mind if you don't use your brain and check it and see if it's aligned and make sure it's the chorus thing. Like I do despise the laziness of that. Um, and so start with, do I have a clear idea or is it just another speech? Can I say, here's how it is an idea that is for the community or from the community? Is this, do I live here? Is there an event around me? Is it for this community here? Or is it for another community because of what I see they need and what I know is in me? Okay. Um, and start where you have local ties. If you did that, that solves about 80% of the problem. Okay. The rest is downhill. Lots of TEDx teams have built-in coaches, volunteer driven. When I tell people sometimes they're hit or miss, like, you'll get people who aren't like professional speech writers that are volunteering to essentially help make sure that your talk abides by the guidelines and the rules of TED. And they usually do a good job. They're a sounding board. I always tell people that people always ask me, why are there coaches that coach on TEDx and all this stuff? Well, they coach on it because they're professionals, right? They actually know what it takes to create a talk, especially a specialized one, and to do it in a way that, reflects all your things and produces all the results you want. So there's tons of reason to hire support. But a lot of it's already built into the ecosystem. So, you just want to be thinking about that. Cool. Let me move on because I'm like getting tired of talking about TED. What else I want to talk about? Let me see what's next on my list. I said I was talking about TED. I was going to talk about speaking. What do I want to say about speaking? The fastest, most effective, most efficient, most fulfilling way to become a speaker, to impact the world with your message, is to start helping people today. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm trying to be all deep, but I'm not. I'm not. And that's the problem, is that it actually sounds deep because people are not doing the basics. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to try to stay calm. The fastest, most effective way to get your message out there to impact the world with your story is not to write a book. It's not to do a TEDx talk. It's not. It's not to think about a speech. It's not to hire a coach. It's not. It's not to do any of that. You know what it's to do? It is to help somebody today. Somebody should type that in the chat. Help somebody today. I can't tell you the number of people who come to me and they tell me, Daryl, I want to get my message out there in the world. Daryl, I want to speak on stages. Daryl, I want to do a TED talk. Daryl, I want to impact the world. Daryl, I feel called. I feel chosen. I feel connected to this mission, to this passion, to this vision. I know I got it. It's like fire shut up in my bones. It's a message. It's my purpose. It's my passion. Yeah. So how do I do it? 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 And I say, should I do the TED? Should I do the book? I'm working on the book. I'm going to launch the book. And then I go, go live. No, 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 no. So I'm not ready for the live yet. Like I'm ready for the impact. I want to impact lives, but I'm not ready for the live. Let me tell you why that doesn't work. Okay. It doesn't work because the only way you really become a more effective speaker is by testing the application of your message on real people. There's a real thing in this industry where because most people are afraid to speak in front of other people, like, the whole statistic about it being people's number one fear. And because people are, it is like culturally inappropriate to give anything other than positive feedback after somebody gets done speaking, especially if they talked about a personal story of theirs. There's a lot of people in the industry right now. It's starting not to work as much. Thank God. That are really great speech givers. Come on, somebody. Where my help? I need my people now. I need to go. I need to text them. Long time no see, brother. What's up, Trent? What's up, man? I can see. I need to pull that up more because I can't see Instagram. I can only see the rest of the platform. Let me pull Instagram closer. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. I got both chats up now. But what was I saying? Um, I was talking about speaking. I was talking about how people have been giving these. You can give this performance and get away with it, like professional performance, 3 points and a takeaway, good stories, good theatrics, good emotion, good entertainment, good edutainment, good nuggets, good nuggets. Okay. And that I don't want to make it seem like there's a problem with that because I guess that's like a lot of people, that's what they want, man. Their life is stressful. They just want some couple tips and some. And honestly, I think they only want that because they think that's what they can get. But I come from a different paradigm around speaking. Like, I don't want to go back to like my early days, like as a child, but like just as a minister, as a person who sat underneath like teaching as a way to feed my soul. And I grew up in a culture where it wasn't accepted. It was like if you were going to stand up there and deliver a message to people, you had to do your due diligence to discern that it was from God to the best of your ability. You had to pray about it, think about it, read the word, assess your heart, cleanse. And it was like, and then you got up there and there was like this is God speaking through me. There's a reverence here. This ain't about me. I'm just a vessel in this moment. So to be like, oh, if I just get it down and memorize it and get it in my head, then I'm good. It's to cut out that divine flow, in my opinion. It is to miss out on the main thing that's available when we speak, which is that God feeds people through us. Like, we don't have to preach sermons to be a vessel, we don't have to use a scripture to be used in that way. So, that's available to everybody. That's happening when, by the way, when we all communicate, because speaking isn't just when you got a microphone or the lights are on you. Like that's not just like speaking is anytime you open your mouth and you're connecting with another human being. You're speaking. Your ability to convey your thought. The same challenges that you have to get your wife to listen and your kids to listen and they don't understand you is the same challenges to communicate on stage often, if not worse. So as we work on our self comfort and our expression, and that's why I like the word expression over speaking. I just don't use it a lot because nobody would pay me. I can help you get. I can help you express. They be like, Mm. Let me do the speaking thing. How do I get on TEDx, bro? Oh God. What I want you to know about that? Why is that important? Um, because when you help people and you just start helping people today, what you do is you collect this data from stuff that you see isn't or is not working from their taking of your medicine, if you will, or tasting of your food is a better word than medicine. Just because everybody, all messages aren't for like sick people. Lots of messages are for people who are healthy and just want to optimize and go to the next level. So if I'm you and wondering how to apply some of this speaking rhetoric I'm throwing around, I'm leaning deeper into authenticity. I'm looking for people today who I can help, even if it's my son or my daughter, my spouse, my local high school, my local Rotary Club, chambers, like anywhere where they're just like, hey, we have people where we might not have a budget, but if you feel like you have a helpful message for us, then we're happy to like get it to somebody who needs to get your meal into the mouths of people who are hungry, and see if they like it. If they're like, needs a little more salt, a little bland. And I'll tell you that I'll tell you an example. Something that I feel like everybody should do way more, if you, especially if you're an active speaker. So if you're an active speaker, here's how you take your speaking to the next level, simply by getting honest feedback from your audience. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to do your normal speech, do your normal keynote. You're going to do your thing, do your dance, do your intro, do your body, do your conclusion, collect your contact information or your checks if you're selling. And then afterwards, when they all come up to you, they're like, hey, oh my God, man, that was so powerful. Oh my God, brother, that changed my life. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God, that was so powerful. Here's what I want you to do as a speaker. I want you to go, oh, really? Oh my God, thank you. Oh, bring it in. That means so much. Hey, can I ask you one question? Yes. What'd you take away? Now, here's the thing before they lie to you. Here's what I want you to do. As they're answering, just watch them. See if they're telling the truth. See if they're just making it up. Most times they are. Okay. So let's just say they're like, oh, oh man. And they pull it off because they pull it from the head. Oh, that one point that you had, the one that was on the slide that I just remembered, because thank God for visual memory. That one. Yeah. Oh, I really liked your story, man. That was powerful, bro. And then you, out of your insecurity, go, thank you. I knew somebody needed to hear my story. And if you're really going to get froggy, so that's just the beginning. If most people did that, that's going to help us. Now, here's the one that everybody's scared of. Okay. Now, get this, y'all. I get clients who pay me well to coach them to do this stuff. And many of them will not do this because it's too intimidating. So it's almost like paying for a gym membership and then not going to the gym because you just like wasn't serious about your goals. People do that in speaking. Okay. Here's the one that they avoid. You ready? Here it comes. Watch that. Say, hey, hey, Susie, you said, thank you so much. You said this talk was impactful. You said it's life-changing. Oh, man, thank you. I love to just stay connected, man. Follow your journey. Just stay connected. Hit each other up. Whatever. Stay cool, man. Stay in touch. And then Watch them for a week, for 2 weeks. Watch them for 3 weeks. Watch them for 4 weeks. Watch them for 5. Watch them for 6. Watch them for 7. Watch them for 8. Watch them for 9. Watch them for 10. Watch them for 11. Watch them for 12 whole weeks. And see if anything changed in their life, in their leadership. That for me is what wasn't okay. And I've even been in spaces where, we preached abundance, breakthrough, 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 pressed down, shaken together, running over. All true, all available, all good, all God. And yet people are struggling, not breakthrough, not abundance. And I'm not saying it's the preaching, unlike people who like the blame. I'm saying it's the leadership. I'm saying it's all of our self-honesty to be like, hey man, I don't know how to apply this. I don't know how to do this in a way to get out of this situation for real, for real. It just because it felt like it fed a piece of my soul, just because I felt like I learned some info doesn't mean my life is moving forward. And we live in an area, y'all, where people are okay with the illusion of impact, even if they don't even have the realness of true impact. They are okay with being a best-selling author because they marked their book for 1 penny and got 20 people to buy it and took a picture within the first hour that it ranked number 1. And I'm not shaming nobody. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Why would we want to do that? Does it really mean that much to appear, to be known, instead of changing somebody's life who knows you? We'd rather buy fake Forbes placements than to do the real work to get seen by Forbes. It's not okay. It's not okay. And it never, ever, ever felt good for me. It hasn't felt good for me the times where I know that out of my own insecurity and, humanness that I've gotten in pattern and communicated on autopilot the whole time and didn't serve them what was fresh for the moment or what was more conscious and present in the moment. That grieves me the times where I've done that. I give myself so much grace because I dang sure ain't gonna do that repetitively. But people are settling for that, y'all. And we as listeners to these folks are okay with it. And we don't gotta settle for that. So this is the error of the practitioners speaking. This is the error where we are not teaching what we know. We are teaching from the depths of who we are. This is the error where the path to being an amazing speaker isn't to do it this way like the gurus, but it is to do it your way like God called you to. What you just heard from me on speaking, that last 2 to 3 minutes, if you just tuning in now, Modex, Taylor, Susie, go back, watch that part of the stream. Um, that right there brings me to my next segment, which is about men, strong masculine voices. It feels like every time I try to challenge an audience, there's a resistance, a hypersensitivity that I'm met with, where people feel like because of my size, because of my sound, the loudness of my sound, that I'm toxic masculine. Or here's one, as a person of faith, to use God in my communication around decision making, some may say is forcing my faith on people or some sense of making them feel controlled. But I think that is just a world that has gotten so far away from making it safe to be a strong man and use your voice to speak truth. Truth is called dominance. Truth is called control. Truth is called toxic masculinity. And it's almost as if men are being robbed of their unique struggle. And nobody seems to care because men are supposed to just be tough and take it. Ugh. I'm coming after that this year. That's why I'm hosting a men's retreat, May 22nd and the 23rd. That's why um, uh, I'll be at the Associations Forums Men's Leadership Experience in Chicago. Shout out to them. That's why I use my voice in the ways that I do it, because I feel like the loudest message is the one not that we say with our lips, but that we live with our life. And we've created a world where we have desensitized ourselves from men's feelings. And even when they cry, it's as almost if it's cute, but as if we don't understand the depth of the pain because men know how to hold it well. And I don't feel like dudes should have to cry aggressively in order to be heard at a depth of their pain. You know, I tell my wife a lot that I was like, hey, man, you know, I'm high pain tolerant, right? Like I had back surgery. I played 2 years after that injury. Like I got high pain tolerance. And I said, so if I say my feelings are hurt, if I say that hurt, like I'm talking like 9 out of 10, not 3 out of 10. Cause I ain't gonna just complain about something that's a 3. Like I'm bringing up something that's important to me. And that's language that we've learned to use in our relationship to be able to allow me to be a man and not have to feel like I gotta turn into a girl to have my emotions be cared for. Shouldn't have said that one. that one might glitch the internet, Modex. I might have lost like 80,000 subscribers. Let me say some more stuff about men. As a father, one of the things that I know that is different between me and my wife, who they both need. My wife loves my children. She nurtures my children. Man, there's some stuff I'm like, look, you gotta talk to your mom because I have no idea. And I know who my kids are. I know their identity. I know why they're here on the planet. I can see that as their father with crystal clear vision. In my opinion, and I do believe biblically, for what it's worth, that is the man's responsibility to help a child find their identity. And when the father is emotionally and spiritually absent from their child's life, I didn't say physically absent, I said emotionally and spiritually absent from their child's life, they leave that child, that woman, that young man with a loss of identity, not really knowing who they divinely are. But that's something we have to be open to. And I guess I'm concerned that we are creating all these conversations that are noisy and they're like watering down that truth. I hope I'm saying that in a way that doesn't feel like I'm like, I don't know, strict gender roles, like I hope that's not how I'm coming off. I'm not trying to come off like that, y'all. Like, I'm just trying to say, I there was a time where I was in sophomore in high school, and I had the opportunity to leave and go with my mother to Detroit area, either Cass Tech, Renaissance. There's another school in Southfield. She was looking at me going, better sports school, better everything. Different community. I was hanging around some knuckleheads. I was starting to get in trouble, fights, selling drugs. So she was trying to get me out of that. And had this opportunity to go move with my mother in Detroit or to stay with my father in Jackson, Michigan. And I told my family that I stayed in Jackson, Michigan, because I didn't want to leave my friend group. I had grew up through elementary school with them. We were in high school now. I didn't want to try to start over a whole new friend group before college. And there was some truth to that, but that wasn't the full truth. The full truth, the main reason why I stayed is because I was trying to figure out who I was. I was losing myself. Went from this all A student who so deeply wanted to have perfect attendance K through 12, who was goofy and high pitched laugh. I used to slobber when I laughed, to this kid that was like fighting and skipping school and lying to girls and living this double life. And struggling with, what am I supposed to do? Everybody wants me to be an athlete. That's the only thing I know to get out of here, but I don't want to. That's not all I want to do. That's not all of who I am. And I stayed hoping my father would help me with that. Because I knew that mom always gonna believe in you. Mom always gonna be like, go ahead, baby, you can do it. But dad'd be like, hey, bro, you gotta step it up. And I needed that voice of truth at the time, y'all. And so I, I period. Like why like that is a role of a man. Okay. Doesn't mean a wife doesn't play a role. Doesn't mean if the father's not there that God won't give the wife that vision. Uh, I just think that from the what I know inherently in myself and from what I've seen very presently in thousands of people, all different ages and stages, young, old, rich, poor, black, white, Hispanic, all the colors of the rainbow, at the core of it. And I need my therapist to back me up on this one if you do not put your license at risk. The core of this stuff stems back from issues in the home, and a lot of those issues stem from the lack of emotional and spiritual presence from a father. Jenny said the father gives their kids a strong foundation for their identity, like stability to go out and figure out life because dad has their back always, no matter what, for sure. I know it's a little bit, but congratulations on the new member of your family. Thank you, Jim. Presence is everything for sure. Okay. Um, I can come back to men. Let me see if I feel like I need to say a few other things. Yeah, I do actually. Um, I think this next little segment will be helpful for you have a website you want to do. If you've desire to get a message out there to the world, your web and how you steward traffic, attention, awareness, podcast views, stages, all that stuff is important, then I think this little segment of this live stream will be helpful for you. I'm gonna go through my website, my new website. It's been up for I don't know, a month or two now. I have to give a major shout out to No Guts, No Glory, Amber V, Megan, Miguel, their team. Jess can't leave her out. Alexis can't leave her out. Just got to give a shout out to all of them for being able to bring my vision for my web to life. I've been speaking for 12 years. I've made several investments. Most of them have been small, like, 1,500, 3 grand, 5 grand. I think most maybe 7,500 on a site. And I was like, man, I need to make a bigger investment. I need to really invest my time to do my own architecture of my web, my own copy, my own layout, my own, vision for the design. And I need to make a real investment. And that's really not how the conversation went. It really went when I was at Amber's conference, me talking about me not wanting to make the investment and her being like, did you say that you got a bunch of people that would be paying you more if they could actually know what you do and where to go? And I was like, oh, sure. And then she said, well, so you're actually losing money. So if you don't invest the money, you're just throwing money. You got a hole in your pocket. And I was like, dang, Amber's a beast. So shout out to her and shout out to the team and invitation for you as a thought leader. No one knows your voice better than you. No one knows how to lead and serve your people better than you. So why do we delegate, our, you know, traffic control to other people? So I think it's going to be better if I just kind of show you. I wish I would have done the due diligence to look at the Word document because that's where I started. I laid this out in a Word document. Here's the photo, here's the copy, subhead, little section. And I left some notes. What if it could come to life like this? And they just brought this thing to life, y'all. And this is just the foundation. Like, we are going to add to this, like, enhance this. Like, this was just me being like, look, I am not dropping 100 grand on the website right now. Don't got it. Don't need it. Not where I'm at. Want to do it so bad, have the mind for it. But for now, we're going to start with this one. Okay. But I love it. And they did a really good job. Let me share my screen. And let's go through this a bit. Okay. And y'all, if you see typos and all that stuff, I haven't looked at all the typos yet, so it's all good. But now you know it's got typos because it was written by my hand and not by your little AI bot. Okay, and real people make typos, so don't judge me. Okay, I'm insecure about my typos. How do I share? Okay, share screen again, right here. Okay, let's go through this. Where do I want to start? Let's start with number one, navigation. Okay, navigation's a big thing on sites. So, about speaking, coaching, events, media, like these were intentional thoughts of like, these are the buckets that I know people continually come to, look to seek questions about. And they're sort of my main categories. There's lots of things I thought about calling it, wanted to call it, blah, 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 blah. And so, um, here we are. Okay. Um, Main page. My thought around this was this, y'all, that there's a whole movement out there that's very passionate about what do they call it? The one page website, where it's like, man, you don't need all these pages and pay all these tens of thousands of dollars to direct traffic. Like most of you are just solopreneurs or small teams. All you need is a single page website. So there was that, and then there's this whole era of click funnels where everything was, a singular long page, and it just you clicked infinitely to buy a bunch of stuff. So glad that junk is over. Can't believe y'all fell for that. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, uh, I should have said that. I wish I could take that back. I'm sorry, Lord. Forgive me. I'm human. Um, Let me get back to my mission. Um, I can tell my energy is starting to exhaust. I'm like, okay, I feel like I've been obedient, Lord. I'm helping people now. So I'll stop soon. But let me go through this. So if you start, so number one, I hope you navigation, main page of the website. Think of it like if this was like if everything I wanted to do in my navigation essentially I could accomplish in this one page, then I could build traffic flow on one singular page, save money on multiple pages, save time on multiple pages, save, complexity and all that stuff on multiple pages and just do one singular page. You'll see that here. One major call to action. I was trying to push the booking. Lots of people could say stuff about this here, so I'm gonna leave that alone. This video, I'll tell you right now that we didn't custom go film this video, so that see how it looks good on that shot, but not as good on some of these other shots. So like that's gonna take some time on the back end to pull the right shots that work for this, so that we're not seeing like actually like seeing other people on my page, but you get what I'm saying. You're seeing more of me, more of like what people are coming to look. I love this. Let's go, boy. Getting it in. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, I'm getting hype. Um, some of the clients and stuff. This was definitely brand personality stuff. So the root work, you got to talk to Amber about her getting alignment process. Also you got to get her book, um, Infinite Impact Baby. Um, and so good. Infinite Impact. And I was looking at some other stuff, but when you do the work to get in alignment, your avatar, your customer journey, your values, all that stuff. Stuff like this is easier. So I'm playful, right? My brand's like playful. One of my statements over here, where is it at? I get to be present, I get to be playful, I get to be powerful, I get to be me. I get to be present, I get to be playful, I get to be powerful, I get to be me. I get to be present. Present is powerful. I get to be playful. I get to be a kid, man. It's okay. Life is short. Don't take it so seriously. I get to be powerful. Man, life is short. Take it seriously. And I get to be me. Okay. And so this from black and white to color is, what that, exemplifies. That's what I want you to feel like. Oh, okay. He's playing. No, he's not. It's like he's hyper. Like he's introvert. No, he's extrovert. Like I want you to feel that. I wanted people to know, like, when they come to my site, like this is what's about to happen. It's about to change. Like this, we about to have an honest conversation. Look, you ever just look somebody in the eye? I just want somebody to look me in my eye. Now, Amber saved me. Okay. I wanted this picture. Now here's where it's like you need experts to help you. I wanted this picture to be up here. I wanted people to come to my site and be like, what you in or you out? What's up?" She said, "Daryl, that's a little intimidating. Good idea. You're in the driver's seat. I'll do whatever you want. But you might want to think like, if somebody just walked in your house, do you want to just be like, you in or out? You know, you might want to be like, hey, welcome. you know, thanks for coming. Want some water, some tea, sit down. You know, and I was like, boom, build your brand or not, you know? and so I do like that. We scooched that down. And then I want people to know my heart. I'm serious, but I ain't mean, you know, like, here's my heart. As his late mentor, trooper Mike White. Now I had to write this in first person and like have like AI put it in third. So it's like, is that what I did? Or did I do? I don't know. I did something like that. I think I had to do it to get my mind in third person. That's what I had to do. Cause I originally I wrote it. I was like, how do I do this in third person? And then I seen a paragraph in third person. Then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, that makes sense. My brain needed a reference point. Okay. See how we can use AI for help? As his late mentor, Trooper White, might say, he's just here to serve. Daryl's ultimate goal in life is to be known for how he loves and how he gives. He believes every person on this planet has a unique gift that only they can offer the world. Like our fingerprint, there's an irreplaceable value that each of us has at our core. Our primary goal in life is to experience it to the fullest and give all of who we are to the world around us. Like that's my belief, man. That's what I want people to know when they come here. That's my heart. So you don't, so I'm trying to show where I've been. I've been doing this for years, and different people for different stages of life, different stages of wealth. And what I wanted this to be was a gallery of much more photos than this, but they were like, yo, you're going to slow your site down way too hard. So, they just kind of pick some photos. But so by no means are these like the ones I wanted, but I'm glad they picked really good ones because they know what they're doing. Oh, so more of that experience. Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. The men. And this is at Mike Zeller's retreat. Love this photo. So glad we took it. So glad we took this photo. Man, these dudes are all doing killer stuff in the world, man. Such a great group. Here's my story. Okay. So here's when I talked about that navigation and this singular page being more navigation. Here's an example. So somebody could come here, his story, to see this little snippet about my story. And then they could book here, but then they could click more and literally see, click here below to read his full story, and that will take them to this about page. Okay. Little photo of me on stage, my speaking, two-time TEDx speaker who's commanding presence, blah, 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 a little snippet. This will take them to my speaking pages that they click somewhere around there, this learn more button here. Bop, that'll take them directly to my speaking page. Okay. I think I missed that up here. It's throwing me off. His story. Oh, book Daryl. Oh, that's fun. Straight to booking. That was wise, y'all. Love that. Oh, this little section. Look at this. My most requested topic. Isn't this just some swag that they threw on there? Like, oh, so good. Let's go. My brand colors over a little box on the side. I love readability. They crushed that. Okay. My coaching, man, called me in real session with somebody. Give them the game. Look at me. I promise y'all, I was not posing. I was like, is this? I'm listening, bro. This dude's kind of woke. Let me help him. Like I remember that moment. That's funny. That was a good snag. Yep, snippets here, media here, nice book call out, socials, all this good stuff at the bottom. Okay, nice little picture to anchor it in. Okay, let me keep going. About page. What I want you to know is I treated this like, hey, I don't know why when we go to about page, it's people's professional stuff, and it's like, only tell me about your profession. I'm like, dude, that's not about me. I'm more than my title. I got way more things than just the title you know about. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I got multiple offers. I'm dynamic. I keep telling people like I believe in niching, but I'm the niche. Okay. I'm the niche. And so I want people to know about my journey and know who they're talking to and if there's a connection. And by the way, every time I would meet and have coffee with somebody one-on-one, and they'd be like, ask me about my story or like, tell me about you. They were never looking for my like professional statement. They were always like, dude, tell me about you. your story. So I just made this what I would say to somebody across from the dinner table. You know what I mean? If they were like, tell me a little bit about you, what you do, and all this stuff. And it was like, all right, how much time you got? Here's the story. Okay. My vision is that somebody's going to pick this up and turn it into a documentary. Okay. So I'm trying to lay the foundations of the documentary already. So it's easier to do it when they're ready, when God tells them that it's time. Okay. Um, so bam, just my journey, literally from birth to where I am today. Bop. See that? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is so good. I gotta go back. Okay, I'm just gonna let y'all check it out. Go read this. Check it out, y'all. It was emotional. Took a lot. It's like a little mini memoir. Okay. Athletic journey. Had to go pull these pictures. Found the online article for when I came back from back surgery. Let's go. And I was like, dude, I don't know if this is gonna work. It's blurry. It's a screenshot. I'm glad I still found it. I don't have the old newspaper, but like, can y'all? And they made it work. Made it work. Looks great. Same thing with this photo. This was like one of this is actually a time where somebody hit my car, but this is the only photo that I have to show people of like how depressed I was in the attempts I made. Here's me right here, psychiatric unit. And my mama stepped in. Amen. Thank you for her. Say yes to God. And that's when it all changed. I love that this is big and in green because that's everything. Lots of projects did early in my career. Thank you to UCOM, Sherry Knight, everybody. Man, my healing journey, speaking on stages, but still healing. Still am. And man, early days. I mean, this is later days, honestly. I was getting into it at this point, but still, man, just serving, Bob, that TED. Oh, I didn't even do the TED yet. Yep, getting around the colleges, starting to move. Yep. Bob, that TED hit, that 2.1 million views. Boom, the books. Oh yeah, my guys. What's up, ET, Jeremy? Shout out to Tim, Tony D for the Magic Johnson connection. Shout out to Ramon Ray for Seth Golden. So, anyways, like lots of this and lots of great people. Get coached by some amazing people. See this? Bam. Oh, love just showing people, man. People I've influenced, everything, man. Bob, that's your boy. That's your family. We need a new family photo. So where are them family photographers at? Because my baby Isla's not in here. Bam. My family community. And I wanted this right here to be an infinite scroll of everybody I freaking know. Just everybody, just every human that matters. Everybody matters. Big, small, little, and different. Everybody matters. People I don't like, people I'm mad at, people I love, people I gotta forgive. Like all of it matters. Pop, pop, pop. Okay. So there's Michael Burke. My guy John. Let's go. Lacey Book. There's B Covey. Here's my fam. Hey. It's my mama, my grandma, my Aunt Bree, my dad. Yeah, I know my guys. Tim Story, D Melts. My guy William. Y'all know about Will. Y'all need to know Will. So anyways, good stuff, man. Look, this does go longer. Let's go. These are some good people, man. Anyways, I can sit there and look at that all day because it means a lot to me. So that's my about. I don't feel like I need to break down my speaking page right now. The thing I'll say about my coaching that I feel is unique that I did here. Speaking, the only thing I feel like I did that was maybe even different. I did a little stuff. I forgot about this. I'll say that for another day. I love this written, this back and forth. You can click here for the written and click here for the video. I love that. I love that feature. Yeah. This is what I was looking for. Just different. And usually typical wisdom is only stage photos. But for me, it's like, no, I want you to get to know who I am and what I bring as a being into your space. And I think this picture is like, oh, this guy's coming. And by the way, I do guided meditations at a lot of my speeches. Let me show you this coaching. Okay. Coaching stuff. Let's hit it. Be a message, baby. In an age where everyone wants to give a message, share a message, have a deep fake, replicate a message, I believe this is the era where everyone's being called to be a message. I'll say it again, in an era where everybody is trying to give a message, speak a message, share a message, podcast a message, book a message, live stream a message, Instagram a message, Facebook a message, X a message, Twitter a message, Twitch a message. The best thing you can do, the future of speaking, is going to be a message, because the message that you give is the one that you live the most congruently. And so I made my speaking photo, me dancing with freedom on stage to communicate full expression. Okay, and to not put the same old stale speaker photo up there. Look at me, the guru. Okay. My story, a personal note for me. I think it's important for people to know the journey that I've been on. So this is my journey. Okay. Started off, I'm not a speaker. I can barely put two sentences together. People have been through way more, accomplished way more. I've got ADHD. There's no way I can tell my story without unraveling emotionally. Oh my God, I couldn't even get through the first paragraph sometimes without crying because I knew where I was going. I'm not an emotional person. There's already more than enough speakers out there. They don't need me. They got Eric Thomas. They got Les Brown. They got all these people. They got all these people. I'm better one-on-one with people. I'm better on podcasts. I'm better if people interview me. I don't know what to say, how to say it, where to start. Like all this stuff is stuff I said, y'all. Tiptoed, avoided, literally, like so many times. And people don't, I'm so glad this is on here now, but started as an undergraduate student retaking the undergraduate public speaking course. Shout out to Adam Barragato. So like people are like, oh my God, I don't know if I can ever be like you. I'm not charismatic. I'm not an extrovert. I'm like, dude, you have no idea. Look at this guy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share the video. I'm gonna find the video right now. I'm gonna show you guys live. I only show this to my private clients, but I'm gonna show y'all this live right now because I'm doing everything. I'm giving you everything. Okay. Let me show you this live, man. And the reason why I show you this is because people just don't believe me. And I think it helps to see, because there's so many reasons why we try to talk ourselves out of speaking, being a message, sharing we think that we have to be the smartest. We have to sound like our favorite speaker. And the only thing we have to do is, number one, have a calling to do it, a message that's helpful for people, but it's to be ourselves. That's it. We got to just be ourselves. That's the only requirement. But that's easier said than done, because usually when we're our authentic selves earlier in our lives, it wasn't rewarded. It was mocked, made fun of. We were teased, called names. And so we started to become a version of ourselves that was socially acceptable, but emotionally suppressed. And many people are still living that way as adults, all the way up to their 90s. Okay, let me stop talking at the same time. I need to stop sharing screen too. Okay. So I'm looking for something. I am looking for a video. I'm going to show you all this video from me and Adam Barragato. And the reason why I don't like showing it is because it's embarrassing to see how terrible I was and to watch me be afraid to be myself. So how do I find that? Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh, here's one. Oh, here's that exact video. No. I can't believe it's Adam's fault for leaving it up. Is there a way for me to show this without them seeing? How does go find it? Let me be vulnerable without being vulnerable, right? Oh man. By the way, we got to stop apologizing for crying before we cry. It's like, I'm so sorry, I'm about to get emotional. It's like, it's okay. Just get emotional. We love it. We're all for the feels. All right, here we go. Share. Oh, actually, this might not work. I might be off the hook. I don't think y'all can hear. I don't think y'all be able to hear sound. Oh, dang! It does say share tab audio. Dang it. Hold on, I'm not on the right tab now. Apparently, I gotta bring it to the right this tab. Uh-oh. Okay, give me a second. Getting close. Getting close. Da-da-da. I'll just copy the URL. All right, y'all. Now you get to see what the private clients get to see when they tell me, well, Daryl, I don't know, man. That's easy for you to say because you're good. I got this condition, that condition, all the D's. Every time. Well, actually, I go back and show them one of the first ones I recorded, but I pull this one out when they really just don't believe me. All right. I gotta share. I thought I was sharing screen. Share here. Share. Yep, here we go. Boom. It's about to go down. Watch how uncomfortable I look.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Prep 14. We're here today to talk to you about the visualization portion of Monroe's Motivated Secrets. And that's exactly why we're on this beach today. We decided that we'll take a day off work to show you what happens when you show your audience exactly what can happen when they put your solution into action. So that is the goal of your visualization, to really tell your audience, communicate to your audience what will happen when they put your solution into action. What will their life be like? How will their life be better? Or how will their life be worse?
Absolutely.
So that's why we're here on this beach. We want you to really visualize our solution, which is to take a day off of work.
Absolutely.
That would be beneficial to you. So when you take a day off of work, right now our visualization is that you can experience the sun rays, you can enjoy the fellowship with your brother, you can enjoy your water and get a tan, because Lord knows I need one.
You do need a tan, absolutely. I didn't want to say anything. You know, in the cold winter months, sometimes in the cold winter months in November, it can get pretty rough. All right. All joking aside, Daryl's absolutely correct. Yeah, we're here at the beach to really showcase the utopia. Okay, so make sure that you write down Daryl's wonderful summary of the visualization. You might make sure you write down there's two ways to do this. The first way is the utopia. Now we're at the beach to showcase the perfect stereotypical utopia. Just like Daryl was saying, the sun rays are coming down on the face. We're getting a nice tan. We've got fellowship. We're enjoying each other's company, drinking plenty of H2O to stay hydrated. Mm-hmm. And finally, we hear that beautiful crashing of waves on the beach. It's a beautiful thing. Fortunately, I brought Daryl to my beach in the 90s. I got in on the dot-com bubble, made a lot of money, and yourself in that car.
This is tragic, man.
All this extra money you get to have fun with.
Right.
It's very, very persuasive, right? It's not enough to just say, come to Ameritrade and save money, but we got to show you how your life's going to be that much better. So that brings us to the dystopia.
Right. So if the utopia shows us exactly all the good things that can happen when we put those solutions into action, the dystopia shows us all the bad things that can happen if we don't put the solution into action.
Absolutely.
Would you agree?
I agree, but I couldn't have said that better myself. Very concise. So let's take a look at what happens when we don't necessarily get DirecTV and stick with cable.
When you pay to
don't necessarily get DirecTV and stick with cable.
There we go. Most people don't start there, man. Most people don't start that terrible. Most people don't start, that embarrassing. And man, I was so rigid. I was so uncomfortable to be natural, to go off script, to say the wrong thing, it was so brutal. It was so uncomfortable. And I hated every second of it. I just hated it for years and years and years and years and years and years until I just surrendered and I stopped fighting it. And I just said, I got to get through it. I got to do it uncomfortable. I got to do it scared. I got to do it nervous. I got to do it because people need it. I got to do it because it's helpful. I got to do it because it's my calling. Like, I got to do it. So if you struggle with that insecurity, just know, like, I know what that's like. So I talked to you about TEDx, talked to you about speaking, talked to you about men, talk to you about my website, talk to you about AI. Oh, I didn't talk about AI. I don't feel like talking about AI. Let me see if there's anything left that I feel like I want to talk about before I close out. Yes, our event, the Seeding Greatness Socials, baby. If you guys have not gone to the Seeding Greatness Socials, I don't know what you're doing. These events have become nothing else but the best way I know how to describe it is a God movement. It's just a God movement. It's something that can only be explained by God. And we have the most amazing, the most helpful, the most brilliant entrepreneurs, executives, everyone. I would say every industry, every stage, every season. Like it's just like coming together, community, lots of community leaders, to collaborate, to connect, to serve, to be open, to be led, to be poured into. And I keep telling people it's like we've birthed the supernatural, baby. And in some ways feel like we've birthed twins, because not only have we had this like signature event that we're only know to call a networking event because everything else sounds cheesy. Leadership hub convergence. And I don't know. I tried like 80 different things in AI and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to call the darn thing. I'm not calling it anything weird. So, but it's not a networking event. It is a leadership convergence hub. It is dynamic, and at the same time we're doing these soul talks that are unscripted, unpolished, faith infused talks for 15 minutes or less. And those have been popular, those have been in demand, those have been great. And so not at every event we don't have a soul talk, but we've been having them at the last few, and I know we'll have them at the next one. And Dr. Stacy Jagger. Yeah, I always mess up her last name. She's like, "You gotta get it right." Is going to be speaking at our event. She's the CEO of Music City Family Therapy, certified play therapist, creator of the Mountain Method, the Digital Detox, 30-day Digital Detox. I should have grabbed the book. And I tell our Soul Talk speakers that don't worry about how you look, don't worry about how you sound, don't worry about your PowerPoint slides. Do one thing, worry about one thing only: serving the people with what you have and giving them everything you have, your soul. Let it talk. And I have like 40 boxes of stuff that Dr. Stacy gave us to give away to our sold out crowd. I'm stuck. I'm at a loss of words, y'all, because I just gotta say, you gotta get in the room. You gotta like I haven't shut down registration because I'm like, at the end of the day, if people are standing and we don't have enough chairs, then I know it's gonna be worth their time to be in that room, and we'll figure it out. And actually, we do have enough chairs because the EIC has plenty, but there's an upstairs section where people might have to be. That's not the best view, but at this point, I'm like, yo, get in where you fit in, pile on in this boy. Like, let's do business. Let's talk life. Let's have a real conversation about reconnecting to our nervous systems, about getting off screens, back into nature, about what's happening to our children who are on these devices. Let's have a real conversation about what it means to I'm trying not to use the word connected too much. That's why I'm struggling, but it's going to be deep. It's going to be fun. It's going to be playful. I mean, we got Play-Doh and bubbles. I try not to give it all away. And I just like, yo, I don't know how much of this we're gonna use, how much we're just gonna give away and say go use at home. But regardless of what we're able to do, I know it's gonna be powerful, it's gonna be healing, it's gonna be needed, it's gonna be necessary because 2026 is the year that the world heals from the fake, from the false, from the facade. Healing is nothing more than returning and resetting things back to its original default. When our body is sick, healing means going back to homeostasis, normal, right? When the planet is off, right back. Start seeding it, get all the crap out of our soil, put the right nutrients in, get all the smoke out of our air, cleanse let the clean water that comes down from the sky, recycle the waters in the lands, and that back to its original setting, healed. Okay. That is how it's designed to live in full replenishment infinitely and perpetually. Our lives are designed that way. Our planet's designed that way. And if humanity is hurting, it's because somebody isn't being who they are. And these events are full of people who are hungry for this conversation, full of people who know who they are, full of people who want to help other people who know who they are, full of people who operate from an abundance mindset. I mean, you'll have some coaches that coach on the same thing. You'll have some businesses that serve the same businesses. You'll have some of that. And they won't be like, well, you know, they'll be collaborating. How can I support you? Let me come to your thing. Let's do a collab of it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's happening at the Seeding Greatness Social. So like, you got to get in there. And here's the other thing. We are using music and storytelling and all of these things to synergize our energy and to raise our vibration and to connect and all this other stuff. Like we're using all of that. And I say a little word and give us some, spiritual direction. And we're doing all of that. And what I love about it is stewarding the heaven we just opened, stewarding the opportunity that's in the room. And so letting people do stuff together in real time, not hopefully later. So come out to the social. It's tomorrow at 6 to 9 p.m. Doors open at 5:45, I believe. Or it might be 6:30 to what is Brittany here? Does she hear me? I don't know if she hears me. Y'all just go to the website, darylstinson.com/events. Register for the list. Even if you can't make tomorrow, you'll get on the list for future ones that we do. We run these bigger ones, signature ones, about once a month. We run some smaller workshops. We do deeper, intimate retreats. I talked a little bit about the men's retreat. I talked more about the men and what's being robbed of them. But that's why we need a space to heal, to connect, to be poured into. That's why we need that. So I talked a lot about that. So if you're interested in that men's retreat, make sure you reach out to me or get on that events list, because when I do a email announcement, you'll hear about it. That's it, man. I feel pretty complete, feel better, feel like I've been obedient. And I hope that, my leadership, my honesty, my transparency incentivizes you that, sometimes y'all, we get so busy on a lot of stuff that we can just, we're not using drugs and doing crazy stuff, but even just 1 degree of misalignment is when I get my spine, when it gets misaligned to 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees, like that hurts. Even just 1 degree hurts with the wrong nerve point. So this was a shift. And for me, it was more than 1 degree. It was a big one, because it's the main thing I'm here to do, which is share my story. It's the reason why God saved me from suicide. It's the reason why I get asked back to share on a lot of stages, not because my story is so inspirational, not because of the trauma that I went through, but because of the message that the story carries and its healing power in the lives of other people. And I know that to be true because anytime I talk about mental health in a room, when I'm in a professional stage setting, somebody tells me that they are not going to commit suicide. Somebody tells me that they are going to go see a counselor. Somebody tells me that they're going to open up, be vulnerable in their leadership. Like they tell me an area of their life that they were suffering in silence and are no longer in silence about it. And, I do my best to follow. I don't follow everybody. It's too many people at this point, but I still have that same intention. I'm still the guy that'll sit after a gig for an hour, 2 hours just to help people to close loops, help people to integrate the information, help people to be like, take that inspiration into application, and then, if I get a testimonial or two, that's great too. But to me, the testimonial I want most isn't that was great. It's, man, that caused me to start doing this in my life. And because I started doing this changed and this changed and this changed, that sparked something. That still has sparked a fire that still hasn't gone out. That's what I want to be able to say about myself. That's what I feel like I can say about myself with integrity. I feel like that's what people say about me and what I do for stages. So, y'all, this year, I guess I said my events was the last thing I'll talk about. And you should come out to them. But I think my events is just a living display of this message that I'm passionate about sharing this year on stage around human communication. So I've got a new signature keynote on human communication and how, I've got a couple titles and ways that I've spun it for audiences. So for some of you, it's like the future is human because everyone's talking about the future is AI and it's not, it's human. But AI is still going to grow and still do its thing. And then human communication, which is, less of the like big, thought model and more of like the practical training of like, here's how you communicate more consciously in an age where, everything is automated. So, if you know that communication is at the core of everything you do as an organization, that it's directly connected to your ability to grow your organization, your ability to lead your organization. And, as the people in your organization, communication internally and externally is what fuels culture, is what retains, is what is at the core of everything is messaging and its clarity, potency, and adaptation. Well, as a person who's helped tons and thousands of speakers and TEDx talks and as a word architect and has a gift to see and hear people, I'm passionate about bringing more human communication to your stage, keynotes, workshops, consistent trainings to make sure that they stay relevant and sharp and polished and potent. Available for it all. So excited. You'll start hearing more about that. But if you want it now, tag somebody, hit me up, reach out to one of our bureau partners. I know I'm on like 7 or 8, but like I know specifically Engage, Premier probably booked me the most, but I'm on several others. So reach out to them. If you're like, yo, I know I seen you on this site or whatever, like I'll reach out to them now. Like now's your time. Because I'm about to run my mouth about this a lot. And every time I do that, it starts to create some demand. So I want to be around people who want this. I'm prioritizing audiences that are the most receptive to real, true, honest conversations because I just can't song and dance well. I can't go through the motions well. I can't stick to the PowerPoint well. I can train. I can transform. I can do real interactive stuff. And that seems to be what now the world is craving more of. So I'm so excited that we are in this new era and that people are not just looking for gurus with all the information to tell them dictatorly what to do, but they're actually looking for authentic voices with lived experience and people who have the grace and skill to express it. So if that's you and I'm your guy and you're like, oh, you're talking good to me, put me in the game, coach. We ready. Love y'all. I hope you found this helpful. If you're watching this at the tail end, we talked about TEDx, we talked about speaking, we talked about men. I walked y'all through my website. I opened up the TED site. I showed y'all an old video of me. Like I'm just giving you it all. Okay. And that's how you crack the matrix. You stop feeding the algorithm and you start letting the algorithm feed off you. You stop doing all the things, 3 posts a day, 9 posts a day. This is how I'm supposed to do it. This is how I'm supposed to record it. This is what's trending. This is the audio that's trending. And you start expressing your divine message with all that you have. You start serving the people with who need it today. And that's what I did in this moment. So I hope I see y'all. I hope you found some points to engage, and go back and watch the replay. Very long stream. Let me know what additional questions you might have. I love you. I'm here. Let's do this. Peace.